If you're a solo dentist and you've ever paid a marketing agency, I want to ask you something. What did you actually get for it? Because I've talked to a lot of practice owners about this, and the story is almost always the same. You sign a contract, you pay somewhere between $1,500 and $3,000 a month, and then you get a few posts that look like they could have come from any dental practice in any city. Stock photos of toothbrushes, generic tips about flossing, and a monthly call where someone reads you numbers from a spreadsheet that honestly don't connect to anything you care about, like new patients walking through your door. And look, I'm not saying agencies are scamming people. Some of them are doing their best, but the model is broken for solo practices specifically. An agency that manages 20 clients can't afford to really understand your practice. They don't know your patient base. They don't know your voice. They don't know what makes your clinic different from the 1-2 streets over. So you end up with content that could belong to anyone. And most solo dentists I've talked to eventually just stop. They cancel the contract, they feel a bit burned, and then they either try to do it themselves for a few weeks and give up when they see nothing happening, or they just go back to relying on word of mouth and hoping for the best. Here's the thing though, the problem was never the content itself. The problem was frequency. 1 post a week is not enough to build anything. 3 posts a week, consistently, for 6 months, that's when things start to compound. And the reason most dentists can't do that is not because they don't have things to say. It's because the old way of making content, actually filming yourself, scripting it, editing it, that takes hours. Hours you don't have after a full clinical day. So what I want to show you today is a different approach. It's not magic. It takes a bit of setup the first time. But once you've done it, you've got a system that runs on its own. What I call it is the AI clone content system. And the core idea is this. You do 2 things once, and after that, a version of you keeps posting without you having to touch it again. You create an AI clone of yourself, your face, your voice, and then that clone generates the videos. You're not on camera, you're not scripting anything from scratch, you're not editing, you're reviewing a final video, downloading it, and posting it. That's it. Now I know exactly what you're thinking. It's gonna look fake. And honestly, I had the same reaction when I first saw this. But here's what's different about the way this actually works. The system doesn't create a flat image of you. It creates what's called a 360-degree actor model. Think of it like a full rotatable reference of how you look and move. So when a video is generated, the character stays consistent from every angle. The result looks like a clean talking head video, the kind you'd film yourself in a quiet room with decent lighting. Patients are not sitting there analyzing whether your mouth movements are perfectly synced. They're listening to what you're saying. The tool that makes this possible is called Gictor.com. It's the platform where you build your AI clone and generate your videos. So let me walk you through exactly how this works from the beginning, because I want you to see every step. And if you're not particularly tech savvy, that's fine. This is built for that. When you go to Gictor.com, the first thing you'll do is sign up. There's a $6 trial plan if you want to test the water, but to get to 30 videos a month, which is what we're aiming for, you'll want the $2.99 plan. I know that sounds like a lot before I've explained what it does. Stick with me on the math, I'll come back to it. Once you're inside, you go to the Actors tab. This is where your AI clone will live once you've created it. To start, click Create Actor. You'll see 2 options. Generate from scratch, which creates an AI influencer that doesn't exist in real life, and Clone, which is what we want. Click Clone. Now you'll give yourself a name, which is just for your own reference inside the platform. Then you upload a selfie. Just a clear photo of your face, good lighting, looking straight ahead. After that, there's a field called Base Audio. This is where you upload 15 seconds of yourself talking. It can literally be you reading anything out loud. The system uses that audio to capture your voice, your tone, your natural pacing. Once you've filled those 3 things in, you click Generate and you wait a couple minutes. When it comes back, you'll see your 360-degree actor model. It's a bit of a strange feeling the first time you see it, I'll be honest. But what you're looking at is the reference the system uses to keep your clone consistent across every video you generate from this point forward. This is the one-time setup. You never have to do this again. Okay, so now you're ready to actually make a video. Go ahead and create a new project. You can name it something like social media posts or dental reels, whatever makes sense to you. Then click Create New and select Talking Head. Here's where the 3-step generation process starts. Step 1 is generating the first frame. This is a still image of you, sitting as if you're about to record a video. It sets the visual baseline for the whole thing. In the prompt field, I've put together a specific prompt for this that's been tested to produce a clean, professional result. You'll find it linked in the description below. Just copy and paste it in. Then select your actor, set the aspect ratio to 9016 because we're making vertical social media content, and leave the substyle set to UGC. Click generate and give it about a minute. When it comes back, you'll see the image in the preview area. Click next. Step 2 is speech generation. This is where your script becomes audio. Select your AI clone under the Actor tab. Now you need the actual words your clone is going to say. This is where the Claude skill comes in, which is also linked in the description. It's a simple tool that generates 30 to 45-second educational reels, written in the tone and style of a dentist speaking directly to patients. You paste the topic in, it spits out a clean script, and you paste that script into Gictor's speech field. The platform uses its text-to-speech model to generate the voiceover in your voice, because you've already trained it with your base audio. Click generate, and in about a minute, you'll have an audio file that sounds like you. Step 3 is the talking head video itself. This is where the first frame image and the generated audio come together. Here's the good news. If you've done the previous 2 steps correctly, all the fields on this page are already pre-filled. You don't have to do anything except click generate. This step takes a couple of minutes. And this is the part where I want to tell you something that makes the whole thing more practical. You can close your laptop. This is all rendering in the cloud. You're not waiting in front of a screen. Go make a coffee, see your next patient, whatever you need to do. When it's done, you'll get a notification. To download the video, go to your file, click it, and hit the download button. You now have a finished talking head video of yourself in your voice, on topic, ready to post. You didn't film anything. You didn't write anything from scratch. You didn't edit anything. Speaking of editing, let's talk about that part for a second, because the raw video sometimes has a bit of awkward spacing or a pause that needs trimming. And I want to show you how to handle that without hiring anyone. There's a tool called Gling, Gling.ai. It's an AI video editor that handles the kind of basic cleanup that used to require a real human editor. Their $20 a month plan gets you watermark-free exports, which is what you want if you're posting this publicly. You sign up, and once you're inside, you upload your footage. Gling analyzes it and gives you a set of options for what to do with it. I'd recommend keeping only a few of those options selected rather than turning everything on, because over-processed videos can start to feel a bit unnatural. Once you're happy with the settings, click Enhance and Edit. If you want to make any further tweaks, there's an Enhance button that opens a panel where you can toggle individual features on or off. When you're satisfied, hit Export. That's your finished video. Now let's talk about the cost, because I want to be straight with you about this. Gictor on the plan that gets you 30 videos a month is $299. Gling is $20. That's $319 total per month. Compare that to the $1,500 to $3,000 most agencies charge, and you're looking at a fraction of the cost for more output, more consistency, and content that actually sounds like you. But here's the number that actually matters. What is one new patient worth to your practice over their lifetime? For most dental practices, a patient who stays on your books for 5 years is worth somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000. The monthly cost of this entire system doesn't even cover 1 month of a single patient's cleanings, let alone the full value of that relationship. So the maths are not complicated. If this system brings you even 1 new patient every 2 months, it's paying for itself several times over. And I want to address something you might be sitting with right now. What will patients think when they find out it's AI? And here's my honest answer. They don't find out. What they see is a dentist who shows up consistently, talks about things that are relevant to them, and clearly knows their stuff. They're not watching the video thinking about the production process. They're deciding whether they like you and trust you. And consistent, helpful, well-spoken content builds that trust regardless of how it was produced. Right, so yeah, the first time you go through this, it'll probably take longer than I've described, because you're learning the second time is faster. By the third or fourth time, it's maybe 30 to 40 minutes to have a finished video ready to post. That's the kind of time commitment that's actually sustainable alongside a full clinical schedule. One more thing before I wrap up. I know some of you watching this are thinking, I've only got a few years left before I wind down the practice anyway. And honestly, that's a completely fair place to be. But think about what a practice with a built social media presence is worth when you're ready to sell or hand it over versus one that doesn't have that. You're not just building patience now, you're building an asset. Even a 12-month run at this makes a real difference to what you're handing someone when the time comes. Okay, everything you need to get started is in the description below. The link to Gling, the Claude skill that generates your scripts, and the first frame image prompt. All of it is free to download. If you get stuck at any point, drop a comment. People from this community, and I will help you figure it out. And if this was useful to you, share it with another dentist who's been thinking about this stuff. That's genuinely the most helpful thing you can do.